Yo, Freddy.
Hello, Shetty. Welcome, everyone, to our usual Sunday podcast. Today, a bit later, because we have not only a very dear friend, but a very special person, a master of ice cream and pastry, among other things. It took a while for us to convince him. He's just closed his pastry shop in Futian, that we will talk later about it. Diego, finally, welcome to our show. We are very happy to have you here.
Yeah, man, cheers.
For your invitation.
Almost been obliged. No. Thanks also for this amazing limoncello that you brought to us to digest. We've been trying to organize this since a while. We really admire people like you that are really putting a lot of passion in what they create. You are also among the list of the creative people we looked for having here with us. I'm sure you have, I know that you have a lot of interesting story to tell us, and I know also that Shetty is finally very happy to make this happen.
Yeah, man.
In the past week, I think he came and he had like 10 pizzas at your place. And
yeah, probably if you count them all the times I've been there.
So, how long you've arrived here in Shenzhen? Actually,
Shenzhen is
you're quite a new entry.
Almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. We opened the shop just 2 months before the outbreak.
Okay, nice timing, perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Before you were in Shanghai, right?
Shanghai, yes.
And in China in general, how long?
China, first time I came was 2012, and I have several trips to China before the final one to Shanghai.
You were doing like back and forth in the beginning. What was that actually brought you to China?
I was convinced by a company from Hong Kong to open. Okay, the promise was to open a chain, a gelato chain, 150 shops in 3 years. That's why I closed my shop in Italy, following this huge thing at the beginning. This is the reason why I came to China.
So they contacted you when you were back in Italy?
See, they contacted me because I was already planning to come to China before to open a restaurant, honestly. Because was 2012. There was a bad moment in Italy. The economy was going down, so my shop was still good. But in the same time, because we need to follow some new rules for the security, safety, there was a lot of things to do. And that time I was a tenant of the shop. I was running my shop, but I was not the owner of the building.
All right, okay.
So that time the owners didn't want to spend the money to do the renovation, because it was like the structure, the glass, everything was not anymore
up to the standards,
aligned to the new rules, and they didn't want to do. So the choice I had that time was go by lawyer, or spend the money, or move out from that place to another place. That for a shop like mine was a bit difficult, because it was totally 200 square meter,
right,
kitchen and the shop. And for the kitchen was not a big problem, because you need just move the equipment.
Move around, right.
But when you move to a new place, you need to do the new decoration for the shop. You cannot bring your old showcase, your old stuff. So that time I was thinking maybe it's the time to try something better. And I was, honestly, the beginning, I tried to move to Australia.
Okay.
Yes, that was my first try, because I had some relatives there, and I thought it was easy to go. But I was already 43, so Australia, they have this rule, some age, they make these, I don't know how to
points,
say it. Points. Yeah. So I was old, I have no English.
It was more difficult than you thought.
So what I was trying to do with my relatives, said, you open the shop, we'll give you the money, you open the shop, under your name. You call me like an expert, like a consultant, this and that, and then I have the time to make my job, learn some English, do this IELTS, it's called IELTS, the test they do for Australia.
Okay, I don't remember the name of it. Yeah.
And they asked me with the same thing I can read in internet about the rules for the state of Victoria in Australia. So I said, for goodness, no point. So I have a friend in Italy. He's doing machinery for jewelry, for gold, machinery to make jewels, chain, this kind of thing. He has a customer here in Shenzhen. He's a guy from Hong Kong with a factory in Shenzhen. I said, this friend he told me he want to make something different, to just make something different. And we talk. He come to my shop. We talk. After that, I moved to Shenzhen. I come to Shenzhen first time.
Oh, okay.
2012, early 2012. We talk. We already go looking for some place where to open. And then after that, this guy meet after a long time. He's a first employer. Employer is correct. Yes, employer. He said, "Oh, how are you?" "Oh, I'm good. I'm trying to open an Italian restaurant in Shenzhen." Oh, I said, "I'm trying to open a gelato chain, starting from Signor in Hainan Island." And they said, "Oh, I have an Italian guy. He's doing gelato. His job is gelato. The main thing is pastry and gelato." So that's why he organized a meeting. We come back again to Hong Kong. This meeting, they show all the business plan, this and that. 150 shops in 3 years. It's amazing.
Looks good.
So, end of 2013, I closed my shop. Because I already been there in Shanghai.
The one in Italy, you mean?
Eh?
You mean the one in Italy?
In Italy?
Yeah.
Because
And how long was that shop open for in Italy?
13 years.
13.
13 years. Because that was my own shop before I was working with my father.
Mm-hmm.
So that was another time. I decided to open my own shop when I was 30, well, 2000 exactly. And we went to this big hotel in Shanghai that was supposed to be make a central kitchen to make gelato for this hotel, like 5 shops inside the hotel, and then serving other like 9 or 10 hotels from the same chain in the Yalong Bay inside. Okay. So it was beautiful. But the problem is that in like 2 months they changed the GM of this hotel. Before was Chinese, and after that there was an English woman. So probably there was some
cultural differences.
No, the culture. Maybe everything was smooth. When you are in this channel, you change the channel. Everything is difficult because everybody have different. So I remember that time I already make all the plan for the kitchen. Because in China when you do a certain kitchen. Doesn't matter if you're selling 1 kilo per day or 20 tons, the rules are the same. So you need to do like it's a factory, like a food factory. You are doing just 100 kilo per day of gelato, it's okay. And so I remember the time this lady started to say, "Oh, the shop in the main hall is too big. Okay, you need to reduce from 3 showcase to 2. Okay. Then 1 month later, the back counter is too high, it's covering the... Okay, keep doing, reducing, and one day I said to them, "Hey, guys, if she's doing like this moment, can you believe what happened when we opened? It's every day a problem, every day a problem. And they say, "I agree with you," and then at the end, they say, "Okay, let's move to the plan B." The plan B was to open in Shenzhen.
Oh, okay.
That was from the plan. They want to start from this Yalong Bay and then start to go to the mainland in China and to open the restaurant and another shop. Good. After that, nothing happened. But I already closed my shop because I closed my shop 31st of December because I need to move to China on April and I already have the visa to come to China,
Right.
which is not chopped in my passport still. So I closed my shop. I didn't come to China that moment. Okay, I take 1 year off because I think after that I was 43 that time. I think I never taken more than a week off per year. Besides the time I was working with my father, it was easier. So I took 1 year off.
What'd you do in this year? Sleep?
I do what I like to do when I'm free. I was walking the mountain, meeting my friends, this and that. But at the same time, I was contacted by a lady. This lady, the main job is doing a magazine for wine in Italy. That is the job. She want to open a shop in Berlin.
She's Italian.
Italian from Treviso, my same province. She want to open a shop in Berlin, an Italian shop, including whatever is famous and good from the Italian food. So she want to include the pizza, of course, all the cakes, the regional thing, understand? Not the regional thing, and then of course the pasta, this and that. And then I joined this project. I start to do my job for them already, order all the equipment, already fix the list of the equipment, menu, ingredients, finding supplier in Germany, everything. And then this fucking company from Hong Kong come back to me and said, we found a place in Shanghai. Oh fuck, I said, what to do now?
Out of the blue.
Because China was my first love. The thing is that after I come to China the first time, first of all, I have a totally different impression of what I had before, because I never been in China before.
You imagine totally
What
different
we
thing.
saw in the media normally China, China. But the first city I met was Shenzhen. So it was good. You understand? I mean, what to do now? You understand? I don't have a problem with German, but I know in Germany, you understand?
Germany is
As
Germany.
Italian in Germany is tougher than Italian in China,
Yeah.
more or less. But at the same time, I was thinking that Germany is already a market with everything. So you are going to do a competition. Of course, you do good, you have your part, but it's a competition. I thought that time China was challenging somehow, but in the same time can be more fun.
Yeah, of course.
You do something that you need people to understand more than that. In Shanghai, it's not like this. Shanghai, there are already a lot of shops. There are already a lot of Italian, Western in general thing. So that was the moment. I had to decide what to do. Berlin or Shanghai? Berlin or Shanghai? Berlin or Shanghai? Fuck, China. So
Shanghai.
I came to Shanghai. First time was 2000, I don't remember. It was just 2 years before the opening, 1 year and a half before opening. I come to Shanghai. They brought me to the Shenzhen area. That was the place the shop was going to open. I feel good. I say, it's okay, we do. Under 50 shops in 3 years. I said, after 3 years I can go back to Italy. So the planning was to open May 2017. May, coming soon, never come. We open at the end of August. So we lost they lost the whole summer, and the winter in Shanghai is not comfortable. Like
Right, it's cold.
Winter, okay. And so
Because they were slow in the renovation, in finding the place.
everything was messy. Think that one day, okay, can I tell this particular thing? I don't know, maybe I'm boring people. I used to go to check the renovation every day. And one day they were making the waterproof.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I said, where's the pipe for the water of the gelato machine? You know, the gelato machine was in a corner. There's water in and water out. So I saw the pipe of the water in. I didn't see the drainage with the water out. Where's the they need to remove all the concrete they already put. The fence board was still soft because I go to check every day,
Right.
and then I can have my pipe for the water light. So delay every time. We open end of August, and we open just before the winter. But the good thing is that the shop was running good since the beginning.
Okay.
And this shop was just a pure gelato
It
shop?
was gelato and coffee. Gelato and coffee, like.
Were you doing the
cappuccino.
pastries too?
No pastry, no
So
space.
just gelato.
No space to make pastry there. It was really tiny. It was 75 square meter, including kitchen and the guest area. So no way to make pastry. They asked me to do it. I said I cannot. I'm already big enough. I have no space to move. So, but for gelato, he was doing good. He was really doing good. From the beginning, of course, the winter is the winter. Because that time I was asked from president, the company is one of the company owned by Lactalis, the group, to make, they come to me asking if I can do gelato with the camembert cheese. I said, I can. I don't like for sure, but I can. Because we want to promote our products, they were trying to push somehow more the cheese in China, because President is already stable brand in China for cream, for milk, for butter, for example, but they want to move more from the cheese. And French cheese, you know, is brie, is camembert. They want to move. Then this company own even the Galbani company, the Italian Galbani, yes, even Parmalat. So they want later they want to promote other things. So that time they asked me, can you do?
And this was like a special kind of cheese?
Camembert is
Okay.
is good to eat,
Right.
but I still don't like to eat as a gelato. But so I make for them three recipes. One was very light, one was medium, and one was very strong. And as I thought, they pick up the medium one, and we make a promotion together. We were promoting this cheese and this gelato. And that was good because I was unbelievable. That was unbelievable because that time we were selling like 2-3 box per day of
Of
this
that?
camembert.
Really?
Which is the time I was.
What?
But you need to know when you make gelato, the first part you are cooking. To make the pasteurization, you need to cook. So when I was opening the smell of the cheese coming out, it's okay. I mean, it's like this. It's not something I like, you understand?
Right.
Still, but the technically it was perfect.
Okay.
Honestly, it was perfect. The 3 recipe was perfect, and they were so happy. And
Also, Chinese people liked it like
Chinese
crazy.
People like a lot. When French come to the show, French people are like, no. You know, we are proud, of course. Proud. It's the fucking famous cheese. And you make a gelato, no. They never had. But Chinese was good. It was to them it was cool. They bought a lot, and they come because this WeChat thing, this
Right.
promotion made together. So that was the first step. I think okay, is a good thing because when you are cooperating with this big company, because Lactal is the biggest cheese company in the world. It's not one of the biggest. It's the biggest.
The biggest, boom.
And then, like a few months later, we were asked again to promote the ricotta. We're doing this ricotta. Galbani is the brand, but the ricotta was made in Australia. From then, they said, can you do something with ricotta? Of course, if I can do with the fucking camembert, of course. It's much easier.
Much easier, yeah.
Okay. So I make with the ricotta a flavor. This is called cassata siciliana. Cassata is originally is a cake they do in Sicily with ricotta cream, then a lot of canned fruit. So the taste is very sweet, flavored by the lemon skin, the orange skin, the cedro. What is cedro? Cedar.
Cedar.
Cedar. Okay. So I made this for them. In the same time, was included in this cooperation even the Fabri. You know Fabri, the famous Italian brand for the
Amarena.
seal. Yeah. So we do this new cooperation together, and it was funny because I made 3 flavors for them for 1 month and a half. For them, 3 flavors. One still the camembert because they want the camembert. one was this ricotta, and then I make tiramisu using the mascarpone from Galbani.
Right.
And bitter liquor made by Fabri. They want to promote this
Amarena based.
Amarena based bitter. So I made this strange kind of tiramisu using some amaretti, the bitter almond biscuits all together, and the taste was good. It was bad. And we had again a lot of concerns, lot of industrial people even coming to check. You can see industrial. You understand? They have different way to watch it.
Like they were studying the business and the way you make
why
gelato.
That's why I never go to other shops because I'm scared they recognize I'm an industrial one, so I don't want.
Oh, okay.
Because I cannot go like I cannot. You have the technical eye, you understand? They can see, so I don't want. It's okay. And everything was smooth, you understand? Getting better. But the problem is that the company was a fucked up company. It was a fake company.
It didn't exist.
No, it is existing, but was not supposed to make money. It was just supposed to get investment.
Okay.
I think one time I saw, because I was a member of the board of the directors. I have the chance to see the paper, and I read it was 1.2 million yuan for travels.
For what?
Towels.
Trips. Trips.
Oh, trips.
Travel. 1.2 million yuan for travel. Who is traveling?
Who's traveling?
Keep flying all around the world all year. 1.2 million. You know that? I buy a ticket to Italy is 4,000.
Right.
How many times?
Making 1 million is a lot.
And this company was just for the gelato shop, or was it like?
It's just for the gelato shop, but I still don't know what happened.
So it wasn't like a bigger company that was also doing gelato. It was just like they set up this company.
No, they just made that company
For the
this
shop.
business. That's it. So the main company in Hong Kong, then they have a branch in Shenzhen, and then another branch in Shanghai. That was the one I was working for. So at the end, the money was not enough to pay the rent, because that time I think it was around.
All those travel expenses.
Man, all these travels, man.
Of course, you know. I
But you never discovered who traveled?
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to say
Okay.
bad words. Okay. So at the end, the rent was too expensive. This and that, and then one day, that famous day.
That famous day.
Yes, because I was planning to go back to Italy in a few days.
Ah, okay.
So that was just before my trip back to Italy for the holiday. The daughter of let's say the owner of the company. Oh, sorry. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's getting warm. I told you.
Cheers. I'm supposed to drink. Yeah.
Anyway.
Limoncello.
Came to the shop to help the father to fix the problem of the shop. I think that under 50 shops in 3 years, one shop after 1 year and a half still working.
Must be a long journey.
Has to open 149.
In the other two.
So she came in the shop, and then she hired. How can I say? She was still a student. She was still a student. No, okay. She hired an F&B consultant first from Hong Kong, and then she hired a girl that was still studying in the Cordon Bleu school in Shanghai.
Okay.
Still studying pastry. Okay. Because and then when she arrived, I talked with this F&B consultant. This is an important word. F&B consultant. He's not a chef. He's not a F&B consultant. They asked me to sit down. I sit down, and they said they want to make the fluffy pancake. You know the fluffy pancake.
Yeah.
Must be. I know this is not nothing for us, but I understand.
Yeah.
They want to do this. I said, but I said, okay.
Like the waffles, you mean?
This kind of Chinese spongy thing that tastes
I
like
think
nothing.
Maybe it's Japanese origin. I don't know.
Okay.
It's a something I cannot eat. Anyway, they said they want to do this because it's trendy. Trendy. Where? In Shanghai, there already were a lot of shops doing the same. And I only said that time, I said, oh, but maybe this is not really Italian stuff, you understand? And they said me, it's time to forget the Italian thing. I said, okay.
And so,
I want to spit on the table, I move out. You forget the Italian, you are opening an Italian coffee and gelato shop, you make pancake. Now, okay, let's do. To me, I said, I will not touch anything. You want to do, you do. You are the owner, you do. And then a few days later, I had lunch with the owner and with the GM. Fucking beautiful lunch. I didn't eat anything, as usual, because most of the time I don't have lunch. And
It was a Chinese
no,
lunch.
especially I don't want to have lunch with people I don't like. And the owner asked me, so I want to know your opinion. Why the shop is not making money enough? And I said, I explained many times why it's not making. Because you spend 700,000 for advertising and there's no advertising. You understand? So you need to do, if you want to do promotion, you need to do promotion. Don't spend the money and don't do the promotion. And then
You mentioned the traveling as well.
No, I didn't mention the traveling because for the advertising was enough. So and then I said because actually the shop is running good, it's not making enough money for you because the rent is fucking expensive. But the shop was growing and growing and growing, and we are having contact with more industrial people. People asking, we start to have this. Spread, how can I say? This connection more and more. We join some event, something like this. We can go better and better.
And how long was the shop open after they started bringing the consult?
1 year and a half.
1 year and a
1
half.
year and a half. And then after the lunch, I went back to the shop and I was angry, of course. I said, I go home, I go home. I take my bag, went out from the shop, and the daughter was sitting there. Said, take a seat. I sit down. She said, because, she said, your salary is the highest. We need to terminate your contract.
Fuck, dude.
What?
Yeah, well, like this. I said, okay, give me the paper. Give me the paper, that's it. That was a sad moment, you understand? Because they fucked me. Really
Yeah.
fucked me. Because the first contract I had with them, I asked for an English version of the contract.
They never give it to you?
In this English version was mentioned that they have 6 months advice before both the part resign, this and that. So they just renewed my contract the second time, and I was asking the English part. Yeah, we're doing. I never had. They fired me before I have the new top contract. So I have only 1 month. Only 1 month of this. I need to wait for like 3 months to have the last 4 months salary. They didn't pay. It's okay. This is not important. But the problem is that they fire me in a second.
Just like that, dude.
Because they think with the pancake.
Because of the fucking pancake.
Because they think that I'm the F&B consultant. Fred. You know,
Yeah, I get it.
F&B consultant, then we're not talking about- So they thought they can make with the pancake, they can make the money. So they fired me, it was early November, and they closed the shop in January.
After 3 months with the pancakes.
With the
So they actually did
I
start.
would like to know how many pancakes they sold.
They did do the pancakes after you left.
They did pancakes.
But also ice cream or not?
Gelato,
Yeah,
yes, but
also.
I didn't give my recipe to anyone because
Okay.
because before I was with the staff I was like mixing the dry ingredients, prepare these bags with all the dry ingredients like sugar, everything, and then to them I just say you need to add this 2 liters of milk, you understand, everything.
Okay. So
So
the
you
basic
pre-
powder they wouldn't
But
know.
surprisingly, I think, I'm almost sure. Before the farming, they asked this gelato supplier, gelato product supplier, to have the recipe. The recipe they have, you understand? When you buy products, they give you the recipe, their recipe, to use their products.
Right.
So somehow they were still making gelato. But honestly, Italian customers going there before when I was there, they totally quit. They all quit.
They don't go there
They went
anymore.
one time more. È finita, basta.
Yeah, it's a different product.
Totally different. But
Different
you can
taste, you
tell.
know.
Of course it's different. Of course it's different. When you make the thing just to make the thing, because I have nothing against the pancake. I have nothing against the pancake. But it's not making me happy. It's not this is fluffy pancake is not making me happy. So if you are expecting to have a gelato in a shop, you must be happy when you have a gelato. If you think it's okay, it's sweet, but you need to have the pleasure when you have food, especially when you are expecting from an Italian shop to have something truly Italian. This is the thing, you understand? And so that was the tough moment. I went back.
This was 99 or
That was
19, I mean? 2019.
2018, yes, November, yes, 1 year after. So I said, I go home, I move out from the shop. The GM around next to me, tell me, we need to talk. I said, there is a labor law in China, let's follow it. I said, I don't care, you fire me, I don't care, motherfucker, I don't care. But we follow the law, let's talk, I don't want to talk, let's follow the law. And then I stopped to a bar, I have 2 IPA before I go home.
Only.
No, because I was sad. I was very sad. But
I can imagine.
Not because I was believing in what I was doing. You understand? Because I can see the thing was going better and better. It's not you cut off something is doing bad. It was good. It was good and growing and beautiful growing with recognition about people.
Right.
In the WeChat, say, oh, the best gelato in town, the best gelato in town. Many people. Even the fabric guy come to our shop and say, this is much better than what we do in our school.
Right.
They even invite me to teach in their school.
Right.
So we can do some master class with you to attract more Chinese to learn this and that. I can do later, I'm not a public man. Yes, I'm a kitchen man, I don't like, but of course they call me, I can do. So there was a moment, so we were sending a good message to the market. Because the gelato was the same you have here.
Yeah. Through the customers, by the way,
But
because
you
of
understand,
the.
there was a good message. It was a good way to promote the real Italian thing.
Right.
For this one, only gelato, but it was a way to promote the real one, not just the name. And then you mix the powder with the water and you make gelato. Understand?
Right,
A real one, and people can feel the difference. And not only the Western or the foreign, Chinese, the Japanese, everybody can feel. You understand? Many people, because we have Häagen-Dazs next door, and many people quit to go to Häagen-Dazs and come to our shop.
Fuck.
You understand? Because they can feel the difference. I'm not
Of
saying
course.
Häagen-Dazs is bad. I never say it's bad. I say it's different.
Yeah.
But we are doing our original artisanal gelato, and they are doing an ice cream, which is another thing. Similar to people sometimes look similar, but it's not. It's very different. And so that was the time. Very tough. After 2 IPA, I went back, and then
Went back where, to the shop or home?
no, to my home to finish the beer. And then I'm kidding. And then the day after, I talked with Maggie, my business partner in Shenzhen. I said, I think they're going to fire you too, because she was the shop manager there. Exactly 2 p.m., same conversation, because I was the first and she was the second. Strangely, because normally you never fire the chef first. If you need to reduce the cost, you never fire the chef first. Anyway, this is the company.
How many people were working in this company?
In the company or in the shop?
Exactly. I was about to
Okay,
ask
so
the
let's
same.
start
Was in the company. In the company, honestly, nobody knows how many.
How many people in the shop?
But the shop was like
So you had
eight to 9 people.
You had a manager, which was Maggie,
She was a shop manager.
and then there was you.
There was me, and then the rest was staff. Assistant manager. This is the
How many
assistant.
square meter was the place?
75.
Ah, okay.
Totally. Okay. Because it was open from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m.
75.
So
Is
it
that
was
is
two
that
shift.
is that bigger or smaller than your current place?
Yes,
A little bit larger.
Small. Than what?
Than your current one now. Di quello di adesso?
No, it's much smaller.
Much smaller. Okay.
Smaller, half the size. More or less is half the size. So it was in the company. I really don't know how many people were working. I know there was a manager for this, manager for that.
Many people traveling for sure.
Many people traveling. There was the travel manager. What a lot of that. So, so they fired Maggie the day after, and then I went back to Italy for my holiday. I didn't say anything to anyone. I went back to Italy. Then I come back. I still need to go to work for like 10 days more. I just go to the shop 1 hour and then I go back just to show. Anyway.
When you went back there, would you like making product, or you just
No, I don't
just
give a
sit behind the counter?
Just go to see what happened. I was happy to see what these pancakes.
They were not selling at all.
I just want to watch because one afternoon I remember she was doing the testing because they do testing. Okay, you wanna laugh? They bought a Japanese machine to cook this pancake. Okay, so it's like a non so, I don't know, piastra. Come si dice piastra?
Like a grill plate?
Where you can cook meat, you can cook fish, everything. Okay, but they bought this thing with the ring, the thing
lines,
like a griddle.
Okay.
So fluffy pancake is supposed to cook in a flat thing. They bought this, and she's not working. They need to buy another one after that. It's okay. And then because this is a non-stick pan to cook. I saw one day this girl from the school, it's a cordon bleu school, serious, FMA consultant, and this girl from the famous French school, she was using a stainless steel spatula on the non-stick pan.
Scratch it off, totally.
I said, why are you using this? I said, you don't know this? Ah, I know, so if you know why you do.
Right.
This is the point. I know. I said you know. You don't know, or you know, because if you know, you don't do. See or no? So this is what happened. So after I finish my holiday and then I complete my working days, I need to decide what to do. What to do, more or less was go back to Italy. More or less, because I have some interview with companies making ice cream, popsicle, this kind of thing. But because that time I have this A category visa, my salary was too expensive for them. You understand? They don't want to pay that much. Even if they want to make something new, they prefer to call a consultant, pay like a month, a consultant, fix the thing, and don't hire people like a stable, like a permanent staff. That's it. So that time I said, I go back, and then Maggie said, my family have a shop in Shenzhen. They have a shop. He said, maybe we should open a little shop in Shenzhen. I was taking this like an opportunity, you understand? Because there is a lot of things to decide before. Because I had a family in Italy, I have everything, and then I need to decide if the thing is successful. You work like the first plan under 50 shop in 3 years was good enough to make this sacrifice, and then I take a while to think, and I said I don't want to go back to Italy with this after I lose this game, because I don't want to lose this way. This is the problem, because if I lose because I'm not good enough, I go back and I don't say a word. But because you fuck me, I need to go back. You understand? Because there are so many opportunities here. There are so many people doing shit, and I can do something good and better. I mean, like real. Why I have to go back? Let's try. And so we decide all together to make this company and come back to Shenzhen. The thing is that shop, the shop of the
family shop?
family, was a tenant inside, and no way to move him out. So we need to find another place where to open. That's why we are in that place, because luckily I rent an apartment that was really next to the shop, and we need to change the plan. That building was under renovation. I was closer enough to. And he said, "Okay, we do this. We try and we open here. We open early November. Then we close for the Chinese New Year holiday, and then luckily I have the chance to come back to China 6th of February before they block everything.
Oh, because you went to Italy during the right. I
I spent
remember.
my holiday, the Chinese New Year in Italy. And then I come back exactly the night they were closing the border with Hong Kong from Shenzhen Bay. And I just come back. I'm back.
So they locked the doors behind you as you were like walking by.
Yes, it was, that time was scary to see this.
I also crossed on that day.
That people, cars, everything. When I come back to the shop, the building was blocked, closed, everything was closed. We need to wait until like late March to reopen. And that time was tough, because even people are free to move, but they scared to go. That was the time people were scared to go in restaurant or so it was a bit
a tough beginning.
Yes, that was
Yeah, I mean everything was so unknown. That like you get into the elevator with somebody, you're like,
Yeah, I remember even myself.
And then month after month, things getting better, new people coming, more people introduced to France, this and that, and more people understanding what we do, which is not only the product. Our idea is to make a place where people can have good stuff, good food, like I'm talking about, especially about gelato,
Traditional
pastry,
way,
traditional, original, original flavor, not mixed with the Asian taste, just to make more affordable for local. I don't want, because I want people eat what we do.
Exactly as it was in Italy.
Exactly.
Like exactly the
Because
same.
I can do ginger gelato in Italy. Because in Italy they are waiting to have a new flavor every year.
right.
But if I start here to make gelato, I don't want to make ginger. You understand? I want to make our traditional flavor.
The traditional
first.
ones, yes.
Our traditional first, to let people understand where is this product coming from. What is our original taste.
Taste the origins.
When I was kid, gelateria, gelato shop, they have like 6 to 8 taste flavors.
Yeah.
Now you can find
Now 25
whatever.
different.
You understand? But still, 70% of the consumption of gelato are still from the traditional flavor. It's like in a pizzeria. Pizzeria, they have this big menu, 100 pizzas.
But Margherita will sell
70%
always.
is still made by prosciutto e funghi, quattro
Margherita,
stagioni, margherita.
tonno e cipolla.
Still, you understand? So the new flavor is good to make like this promotion
Catchy
moment,
new things,
you
yeah.
can do many things. Okay, but when you are introducing a new, I'm still thinking gelato is a new especially for Shenzhen is a new thing,
Yeah.
the real one. They don't have they don't have in general this knowledge about what is gelato itself. They have the idea of Michelin.
Right.
It's not. You understand? It's not an ice cream. It's not a popsicle. It's something that we do in different way, with different ingredients, and where you need to put your technique and your decision how good you want to make. So it's something not new. They know, but they don't know exactly what is it. You understand what I mean? So I don't want to do too strange. I can do. I did the camembert. I have no problem. You understand? I have no problem to make different, but I want them to understand first the
What
basics.
is the tradition?
What is this?
Yeah.
What is this? And then when you have your palate, you can look for something different. I cannot make the red beans.
Then maybe it's good, but you need to start.
Maybe it's perfect. Maybe it's perfect.
But yeah, you need to know the
it's
basics.
it's not a way to introduce a new product to a new market. This is my opinion. That's it.
Totally agree. Yeah.
And so now we are doing better. Honestly, now I'm having some fun too, because I can see more and more people coming, more people happy, because the concept we want to make is we didn't spend money to make the renovation. I mean
The place.
the place, like table, chairs, this fancy thing. We didn't spend the money. We spent a lot of money for the kitchen.
All the
With
equipment.
the gelato machine, we can make 20 times the shop again. You understand? Only with the gelato, but for the gelato, I make the machine I like to use for this place.
Right.
That was the same I was using in Shanghai, because it's Italian made, and is good. When you don't have too much space, this is a machine can do properly the thing, and is working good, but it's expensive. So
That is a machine that you could use enough. Also, let's say if you would open a second shop, or if some, I don't know, restaurant would buy your gelato, it's still like
this machine.
it's just a matter of
this-
your time.
This size of machine can produce like 15 to 16 kilograms of gelato per hour.
Per hour.
It's not big, yes, it's not a big one. The thing
That is a lot.
the box we have in the showcase is around 4 kilo, the box. So he's making this 4 kilo in 15 minutes. more or
So
less.
you're using it, let's say, at 50% of its capacity.
50 and less than that.
Less than 50.
15.
Like 5? I mean, you said one box takes 30 minutes, right?
See, one box, normally I
15
can
minutes?
do 4 boxes in 1 hour.
So 4 boxes in 1 hour.
I have a 6 box in the showcase. So
Okay.
See, he's underworking, of
Underwork.
course.
Yeah, okay.
But you need this size because that is
The box size.
the volume of the tray.
Right.
No point to buy a smaller one. This is it's good enough, because the box is like 4 kilo. Can be
Yeah,
4
of
kilo
course.
per
But
time.
is there a process? So this machine mixes it and makes it cold? Is that what the machine
This
does?
machine is called combinata. That means is doing normally the machinery for gelato. The best way to do is made by 3 machines. First one is a pasteurizer to make the mix, the milk, everything together, 85 degrees, and then cool down fast to 4 degrees. Then there is another machine that is keeping this mix for at least 24 hours, just moving slowly.
At a cold temperature?
In the cold.
It's like a fridge,
In the cold,
yes, it's like a fridge with this spatula moving inside to make the maturation of the mix. And then there is the machine making the gelato. That is the gelato machine, the one freezing and making the gelato. The machine we're using now is only one. So the top part is cooking, and from 85 degrees, this mix is going down. The bottom one is working minus 40. So from 85 degrees, in 10 minutes is minus 10.
Well,
It's much faster. So as a pasteurization is fucking strong. There's no way to any bacteria to survive. Because the average for the pasteurization, I think the cooling time, if I correctly remember, is maximum 45 minutes from 85 to 4, maximum can be 45 minutes.
Okay.
Because otherwise the bacteria, especially in the middle part, like between 40 to 25, if this time is long, they have time to
Reproduce.
Start growing again.
You understand? That's why they need to be faster. If you like, for example, you boil the milk and you leave the milk outside, in few hours it's like it didn't boil. Because at room temperature the bacteria still grow. So that's why you need to cool down very fast. With this machine, honestly, from 85 to -10 in 10 minutes,
Crazy.
is super fast, and is working good. Honestly, it's not the best. I must be honest, it's not the best. It's not the best, but I can feel the difference. I don't think normal customer can feel the difference because the texture is good, is working very good. It's not the best, but I have no space for.
I think that I haven't heard anyone complaining about the gelato. Actually, it's
it's
like
amazing.
fucking amazing, man.
Yeah, it's
Like,
super delicious.
there's no way. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you have grown up 20 years making gelato with your dad and stuff, and I mean,
It's 36 years this year.
36.
Still making gelato. Yeah.
so I mean,
So
you're
the
a fucking ninja in making it. Of course, you are like picky on that side.
But the best way is with the 3 machines.
Yes,
is,
because when you leave this mix to
For the 24
have a
hours?
rest, at least minimum is 4 hours. 4 hours. Maximum is 72. Otherwise, the bacteria start to grow again. So 4 hours. The best is like 24 hours is good. I cook tonight and I work tomorrow night is good. Why is better? Because the composition of gelato, all the ingredients together, we call milk, we call cream, we call everything. But technically, we call fat, we call sugar, we call solids.
Right.
That means protein, this and that. So all these, especially the dry ingredients, which is the sugar, which is the proteins, the more they have the time to rehydrate with the water, that the water is not water, is the water from the milk, because milk is more than 90% water. So all this dry part in the mix, which as I said is sugar, is proteins, fat is not. Is these solids? We call solids? I don't know if in English is correct to call them. Is solid in Italian means is the all dry part.
Sure.
In the mix. That is the sugar, is the protein, everything, the fibers, everything. They need to rehydrate. So the longer time they stay in contact with the water, they have the time to rebuild the molecule with the water inside. So when you go to freeze this mix, the texture is coming creamier and smoother.
Right.
You understand? It's like how can I make an example to understand?
In terms of consistency,
No, it's like, for example, you cook polenta. Nobody knows polenta in China for sure. When you cook polenta for a minute, is a shit. You cook 30 minutes, is good. Why? Because all the solids, it is the starch of the corn, rehydrate and remake them with the water and become smoother and better. This is the reason why this time of rest is good for the mix. Doing this fast freezing from 85 to -10 in 10 minutes, this thermic shock is anyway filling this gap. Not completely, but filling this gap. So you don't, common customer that cannot feel the difference, cannot feel. So you think my gelato is good, if I do the same ingredients with the other way, this is better.
Okay.
You understand? I know this is good enough. I mean, is even for me, I am happy with this. You
But
understand?
also, I can imagine that not everyone in Italy have those machines. I mean, many also use the same machines that you use. I
Many
mean,
in Italy mix a bag of powder with the. Don't think all the artisan gelato shop they do gelato.
all right.
Don't believe this.
So when you were back in Italy with your own shop, it would take you 24 hours to complete one batch.
It's a different way to make. So in the way I'm using now, each flavor we do a mix. Okay, when you do the other way, you make a big tank of mix first, and then you add the flavor at the end.
I see.
Like I'm doing hazelnut, for example, hazelnut. I make this mix that can be white or yellow. There are two mix. One is with egg and one is without egg, because some flavor is good to make with egg.
And the egg is a dry powder. It's like
Eggs. I'm talking about fresh eggs.
So you put fresh eggs into
When
it.
I say eggs, is eggs.
Okay. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, we looking at you like eggs is egg, man.
No.
So normally you can do more than two bases. I'm talking about the main one is the white one and one is the yellow one. The yellow one is with the eggs, with the egg yolk. It is the one we normally use to make a flavor like vanilla, like tiramisu, crema, the famous crema. The white one is more neutral, the taste. So it's better to make a flavor like chocolate, because you can feel more the taste of the cacao
Right.
than the yolk. So this is the difference. Using this machine, every single tray you make a mix for the single one. So I used to do, for example, when I was working, especially when I was working with my father, because that time, when I opened my shop, it was more focused on the pastry, because I'm a pastry man. I do gelato and I love gelato, and I'm doing since a long time. But gelato is a technical thing, you understand? It's really technical. The pastry is more artisanal thing.
Okay.
So I feel more, how can I say?
It's more hands-on.
I'm happier when I'm touching the thing. Understand?
Right.
Gelato, you need to think with your brain. This is a formula. I mean,
It's like a
formula.
chemical process almost.
Is okay. Let me explain. Is like you have some parameters is correct.
Parameters.
Parameters you need to follow to make gelato. So that means from this percentage to this percentage of fat, from this percentage to this percentage of sugar, from this percentage to this of water, the milk, everything, the solids is included, so all together. So every time you make a recipe, you need to follow this parameter. The way I'm doing is to push this to the limit. I'm pushing always to the limit, because I want to make the best I could.
The best possible.
The
yeah.
best I could. So you are always on the, I don't know how to say, the limit.
On the edge.
thing, because less protein, the gelato is not creamy. Too many proteins is sandy. You feel the sand when you eat. So you need to push the maximum, but not cross the maximum, otherwise you have this different taste. So this is the way to make. So everything you make is using this, is a mathematic thing. You understand what I mean? It's mathematic.
Yeah.
You cannot skip this. Percentage is from this to that. So like fat, 4 to 10. Well, I decide how much I want to put. Flavor by flavor, because sometimes I use a lot of egg yolk to feel the eggs and to feel the creaminess of the lecithin from the egg. You need to put as much as possible. That you need to reach the limit. So when when one of these parameters is at the limit, you need even to follow the other one.
Okay.
This balance is a chemical thing. It's chemical. Even we are just artisanal, but it's a chemical thing. So based on this, everybody knows the math. I believe. Who is doing gelato? But in this average, you need to decide how much you want to push, how much you want to spend for the ingredients. That is the difference.
How much to risk?
Risk is not the risk because you try the first time, it's a shit, you remake.
Exactly.
But I never remake because you know what you're doing. But you need to decide how much you want to spend. This is different. You can make gelato with €1 per kilo, you can make gelato with €4 per kilo.
Oh, okay, to spend in
You
terms
understand
of money.
how
Okay.
much you want to make, because we are not talking about fat. What is fat? Fat is fat. Fat can be oil, can be butter, can be cream, can be margarine. Is fat. In this calculation, everything is perfect. 82% of fat is the butter, 82% is the margarine, 82 is the cream is 35. You understand? So you need to decide how good you want to make. Because you can make a shit one you don't like, but it's still perfect.
Perfect, yeah.
Form the calculation. But it's not tasty, it's not good. Why? Because you need to decide how you want to make. Because you cannot skip the formula, I mean the average of the formula, you cannot. But you need to decide how good you want to make.
Also, which kind of ingredients, which kind of quality.
Of course, it's all the ingredients.
Yeah.
It's all the ingredients. Like for example, when we talk about the sugar, sugar is sugar. No, people think it's sugar. See, which sugar? There are many sugar.
Right.
There is sucrose, there is dextrose, there is glucose, there are fructose, there are many sugar. So you need to think which one you want to use.
Yeah.
And sugar is not the big problem. When you're talking about fat, okay, fat in a recipe, I put egg yolk, 26% of fat. This is fat. The same, I can put 2 drops of oil, same fat. You understand? So whatever is coming out at the end, you eat, you feel the taste.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect by the mathematics, but when you eat, you need to feel the taste. This is what we do. So, for example, lately I convinced Maggie to buy me what I want. We make pistachio.
Right. Oh, so
Pistachio,
good.
and lately we're doing even the nocciola, the Piemonte IGP, the original Piemonte nocciola. Okay. I was thinking that here in this place people don't understand this nocciola because this nocciola is
Nocciola is what?
hazelnut.
Hazelnut.
Okay. Because in Italy, in Piemonte, the region, we have the best hazelnut in the world. Not because it's Italian, it's because it is the best, especially for this kind of use. Why? Because this hazelnut is the only one between the whole family of hazelnut that after the people roast, they can totally peel. So the skin they can take out 100%.
Okay.
So when you go to roast, and then you go to ground this hazelnut to make the paste. It's clear, it's light. And
Yeah,
they
it's
don't need to
100%
roast
nut.
too much, you know, so it's lighter the color, lighter the taste, but it's a special one. And I thought, because before I was using another hazelnut, which was good. I'm not saying it was not good, but it's not pure Piemonte.
Right.
And I said, I want this, because I miss this. I want this, because I cannot work with something I don't like.
The number one.
I'm sad. I open the but don't want. I want to be happy when I open the thing, when I use the thing.
Right.
And luckily, I think this is really good because the customers now are more and more regular customers, and when they try, they are all happy. They don't say, oh, but the one you made before was a stronger taste, was darker, the color. No, nobody said.
Okay.
That was surprising. And then that made me thinking we are in the right track. To give to people something that they cannot find something better.
Right.
Because over this hazelnut, there is no one.
Nothing else they can be better
There is no
than
one.
that.
It's like when you use the Sicilian pistachio. There is no one better. There is no one better. You understand? You can say you can use Iranian, Turkish pistachios. Okay, it's cheaper. It's still good. It's still fruit. But it's
The
not
number
the same.
one is,
It's
yeah.
not the same. And especially because in Italy we have a long tradition about roasting dry fruit.
Okay.
This is the thing. is not only the fruit itself, is the roasting. Is because there are companies. You need to think that there are companies in Piemonte, the region, only roasting hazelnut, and they roast hazelnut for many fucking famous company, but they only roast hazelnut.
The only business is roasting that.
Do you roast the hazelnut yourselves, or do you,
No.
You buy them
We
roasted?
buy. I buy from this Piemonte company the hazelnut paste. That means it's 100% hazelnut. It's just roasted and grounded hazelnut. This dry fruit, they have a lot of oil inside. I think that the calories of an hazelnut is around 600 per 100 gram. Yes. because the oil is oily fruit like walnut. So they ground finely and finely until this hazelnut become a liquid, like a liquid thing, which is pure 100% hazelnut. I don't roast by myself. First of all, because this kind of company can do much better.
Right.
Because first of all, they do by size.
Okay.
They don't roast all the hazelnut together.
So they sort it by
They divide little one this time, medium, big this time. So they always have the perfect average of the roasting, what they want. You pay for this, but it's okay.
But there's a difference of using top quality ingredients. That's.
I think at the end is the result talking. Is the result talking. The problem sometimes you can feel is can people really understand the difference? But I can see later and later more people understand. That's why this is what I want to build. I want to build. I don't want to make money. Understand? Like I'm not crazy for money. I don't care. I want to be happy when I'm working, first of all, because I spend my whole day in the shop. So the first thing I want to have is happy people. People happy with what I'm doing.
Right.
And I want to see more and more people. That's it. But I want to see people happy. What's the point? To steal 20 kwai and you never see these people back again.
Right.
I prefer to get 10 kwai less. I do my job, people are happy, and they come back.
Right.
You understand? If I need to make 100, I prefer to make this 100 with 10 people come that only stealing in one. Right. Because these 10 people will come back again. And so from 100, I do 200 and 300. This one, I fuck you one time, you don't come back.
You don't come back. And
what's the point? What's the point? In the same time, what we are trying to do is to let people, especially Chinese, because with Italians we don't have problem. Italians, Western people in general, we don't have problem because most of people already know many things. They can feel enough.
They can taste it.
Yes. To Chinese is something new. It's something you need to let them understand. You need to explain more what we are doing. You understand? What is the difference? Because, of course, he's like, okay, let's go back to Italy. And I have some fried noodles. I have some fried noodles, what I have? I have fried noodles, and then what is the difference between this restaurant and the other restaurant? And
right.
This is overcooked, I don't want. But when they explain me, why is this, what we put, how we cook, I get amazed for fried noodles, and I have a lot in China. You know, like the fried rice, for example. I had the first time I said, it's okay, but we are coming from the place we do risotto.
Right.
So to have this kind of thing, yeah. But later and later, when they do this, they cook the rice the day before. It's interesting, and I get into this thing. So I like. You understand?
Yeah.
At the beginning, I said, what is this? The taste is good, but then when you understand more the way what they do, and then you have more time, you get and you can even feel the difference between a good one and a bad one.
Right.
Yes or no? This is the thing. So the same we're doing now for the Chinese customers, trying to explain them Try to let them understand
The process.
the process,
The method.
the difference. What is why we use this and not something else? And I don't want to say, oh, I'm doing the best gelato. I don't care. I'm doing my gelato. I don't care what other people are doing. I don't think there are many Italians making gelato here. I don't care. But I want when people come and they say, oh, it's too sweet. No, vaffanculo, it's not too sweet. First of all, I reduce already the sugar. I'm using 25% less the sugar than I was using in Italy. And it's not sweet. Go to Häagen-Dazs, for example. It's sweeter than my gelato. It's sweeter. So don't say it's too sweet. Change the flavor. So you have, now I'm making a raspberry. Raspberry. It's sour. It's the same fucking amount of sugar.
It's just a different flavor, of course.
Understand? But oh, this is sour. Okay, so this is good. I need to let people understand. People don't like, they don't come back. I don't care. But I'm happy that they're more and more interested. And I can see every time I make a new flavor, our customers, they all come back in a week. They
want to try the new ones.
Yes. They all come back. That means they are still into
They're curious. They are
into the thing. It is good. Because they are good people, honestly.
But for sure that the success is measured exactly on the returning customers, definitely. In a product like yours. I mean,
of course.
We
are not in a tourist area. We're not in a tourist.
No, it's hard to find. Like we were even outside the other day or today.
When?
Today we were outside of the shop, and we were talking about, man, if you
outside his shop.
Outside his
right?
shop,
Okay.
Like if you don't.
It's difficult
if you don't know it.
I can find because I go every day. But it's not easy to find.
If it's your first time.
It's fine, but even let's say if you're waiting for a taxi this afternoon and I'm facing your facade, I don't see an ice cream and a cone.
No.
I see a name and a sunflower. So it will never cross my mind there is someone selling gelato. So you really need to know. It's not that, oh wait, I see the logo and I think, oh, there's a gelato. Maybe I need to wait my DD 8 minutes. I grab a gelato. There's no way. So it's really people get there because they know or because someone else told them.
This is what is happening.
And this is, I think, in a place like yours, how you measure the success. Because
this is a thing that I believe is making your future more stable. When everything is smooth, when you're in a tourist area, when in a central area, you can sell, you can make money because you have a lot of people. But the time there is some crisis, or another one open next to you, better than you. I saw with the bubble tea. There is a bubble tea next to our shop. They open a new bubble tea shop. Fucked up.
Everyone goes
the old one dead.
I don't think someone will open a gelato shop next to mine.
I think that'd be pretty stupid.
Or they do it without knowing by chance.
What I'm trying to say is that when you build your customers, your group of customers, through the quality, through the relationship, even the relation, because when you explain, you involve them in your, when you ask an opinion, you understand, is important. To me, is important. Opinion of the customers. Even I will do whatever I want, but the opinion is good. You understand? I'm always making myself, how can I say, not doubting, but I need to understand what they like more.
Right.
I will never change my way to do, but of course, if there's something they don't like what I'm doing, why
you need to adjust or you need to know.
But when you involve your customers asking the opinion, you build like this, and they feel free to talk. At the same time, you are comfortable to listen when they talk, because it's not the complaining, it's just opinion, which I'm asking. And you build this kind of customer relationship, this group of people, then the more they come, I saw you before, they start to talk together, you made this environment, it's happy, it's an happy thing to me. Besides the money. Because tonight I was fucking busy, super busy. I don't even have the time to sit down to talk with anyone, and I was feeling sad. It's good because when you have no time to have this part, because it's not only making and get the money from what you sell. It's, you understand? It's,
being part of it.
Because anyway, this moment is my life. I'm spending my life in the shop. You understand? From 6:30 to when I finish.
Yeah.
So having this good environment, this good group of people, is helping myself first to be quiet and happy, and at the same time to make this stable growing for the coming future. Stable, I mean, that means, I don't know how to say in English.
Say it in Italian.
Yeah, it's like I said before, if someone open next to me, I don't care. Because I believe my customer will go there to try, of course. They all do.
Fidelity. Fidelizzazione.
But they will come back. They will come back.
No, I mean, so what I like about you so much is that like you're very passionate about what you create, and you're very passionate about the
way you do it.
The way you do it, and the quality has to be to your standards. Otherwise, you're not even interested in doing it.
I don't remember if I told you before when we met before. I never sold something I don't like.
I remember you told me.
Never. Besides the camembert in Shanghai. And the black truffle here in Shenzhen. I never sell something I don't like. That means maybe sometimes I'm even skipping some flavor that people can like. But every time I do something that I feel is good. I feel is good. And then I ask the customers. It's the same I used to do in Italy before. What do you think? It's good, but. Okay. If to me is good, I keep selling. You understand? The opinion is important because maybe you can fix something, because of course I don't have the absolute palate. It's my palate. But in the same time, selling what I like means that I'm making like a line of taste. Is a line of taste. So everything I make is inside this circle of my personal taste that is coming from
the tradition.
The all years I was working before. So it was like still talking with the customers, making with them, try to do something different, following since the beginning. When I'm doing regional cakes, I'm following the fucking original recipe. I don't want to change. Because I'm not the one to change. They are doing this for 500 years. Why do I have to change?
Right.
Who am I to change this? You understand? Like lately, I told you I was doing the Linzer torte. Linzer torte is the oldest cake we have a written recipe in the world.
So it is the oldest
It's the
cake.
oldest cake in the world we have a written
recipe.
Because many cakes are older than this one.
But not written recipe.
This is the one we have a written recipe.
Crazy.
So who am I to change that recipe? I need to do strictly what is the recipe. You understand? Of course, when I choose the material, I need to choose the better I can find, the best I can find, but not change the recipe. And you need to explain why this cake is like this, because it's there are spices inside. There is cloves, there is cinnamon, there is lemon skin, making this particular flavor. It's like an hazelnut cake with this red currant jam in the middle.
Wow.
Yes. Red currant. I was asking to buy some red currant jam in China. No way. So I need to make even the jam because I need to make the jam. So don't change the recipe. You understand? This is the thing. Do the original, because if they do this for 400 years, who am I to change?
Also, probably there is a reason why they keep it like that.
You can do like less spices inside, less this, more this, but at the end you need to follow the original recipe. People was asking me to make cannoli siciliani. You know cannoli siciliani?
Yeah.
Boh, maybe you don't know.
I don't know.
Cannoli siciliani is a fried cake stuffed with the ricotta, and this ricotta is mixed with sugar, some orange skin candied, and chocolate chips. I cannot make it because it's impossible to have that ricotta.
Oh, okay.
This is the reason why I'm not making. I have the deep fryer. I can do because the dough is the crust is very simple to make. It's not that difficult. This is very simple cake to make, but you need to have the right ingredient, and that ricotta is impossible to find in China.
Otherwise, it's not the same.
It is not. I have a ricotta I'm using to make other cakes, but it's the cow, from the cow milk ricotta. That cannoli is made with the sheep milk ricotta, which is different. It's different. So I don't do. Why I need to do something similar to that one? I don't do. I just don't
Right,
do.
but it's a good.
I just don't do.
But talking about tradition, especially in the gelato and ice cream thing, let's define once for all the difference between gelato
And the ice cream.
and ice cream.
Okay.
That a lot of people ask me. Of course, I know I can give but no one better than you can break this. Let's say mental
Okay.
boundary.
There are 3-4 main difference. Talking about this formula I was talking before, the composition of the ingredients,
Right.
and then another difference is the process to make. So talking about the difference between percentage of ingredients, artisanal gelato has less than half the fat of the ice
Less
cream
than half,
in
okay.
general. Less than
Okay.
half. Sugar is a lot less. A lot less. And then the air inside. Because
The air.
the air. Because when you make an ice cream in general, ice cream you put all together, gelato, ice cream, bincilin, whatever you want. The process, the machine working is called overrun. So you have 1 liter of mix of this liquid before, you have 1.2, 1.3 liter of gelato at the end. Using the same ingredients, making ice cream, you have from 1 liter, you can have 2 liter or 2.3
Wow,
liter.
crazy.
You understand?
It like builds up.
This is made by the process because the way to make gelato is a machine with a cooling system, a spatula running inside, mixing until it becomes solid, from liquid to solid. The ice cream is doing but a continuous line where they are inflating air inside. It is
Okay.
think about, like, for example, the foam, the shave foam
Right,
is liquid before and then comes out a lot.
right.
That just to make an example, to understand. So the air inside, when you have 1 liter, half is air, at least half is air. So the difference at the end, what is that? They need more fat to make the creaminess, to make this thing creamy, because people don't feel that much the air.
Right.
Okay? Then remember one thing: the only ingredient, 2 ingredients are not frozen in the ice cream, cannot be frozen. One is the sugar, and one is the air. Air can be frozen.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
At
But
temperature of the
Yeah.
ice cream. So they to have this ice cream soft at the temperature they are selling, which is -18 in Italy is a rule. It cannot be less than -18. They need to have a lot of air to make the thing soft, even if it's too cold. To preserve this softness, they need sugar more than the normal.
right.
And at the same time, more fat to make people feel the texture creamy.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
So this is why.
It's a consequence of the requirement.
In the same time, because gelato is something making fresh. It's a fresh made. Ice cream is an industrial production. So when they make tons and tons.
It
and
can
tons
stay in the freezer 1 year.
Can stay at least 8 months in the freezer. So to preserve the shape, the texture for this long time, of course they need to use something to keep the texture.
Right.
I don't want to talk what they use. But we don't need. We don't need because you can see gelato I put in the showcase in the morning. The morning after is already going down.
Oh yeah?
Yes, a little bit. I can see. The second day is going down, maybe 1 millimeter. People cannot see. I can see. but if you buy a box on ice cream, after 6 months after the production, it's still there.
Still the same level.
Perfect. Still there, perfect. So there must be something. You understand? I don't want to talk. I know, but I don't want to talk because sometimes it's not a matter of quality of ingredient because there are a lot of industries using good ingredients too. It's just because they need to preserve this food for a long time in the freezer, people handling every day, open and close in the supermarket, everywhere. Of course they need to make something that can be stable. Otherwise you buy a box of gelato, ice cream, and it's like this, what the fuck?
There's something wrong with it. Send it back.
Right.
You understand?
So when you make the gelato, like it means like 1 week can stay, or how long?
Okay, I can tell you, 1 week is good enough, but after 3 days to me is already.
but I mean, but what's wrong about
because
it?
service temperature is lower. Okay, in Italy there is a rule saying it cannot be less than -15, which in China they don't have this
Inside
rule.
the serving box.
The showcase.
Inside
Yes.
the-
So
inside the
gelato
showcase.
is supposed to be served in Italy at the temperature of -15. When the hygiene office come to check, they check the temperature of the showcase. They check because you can have maybe a thermometer is wrong. They check all the time.
Right.
It cannot be lower. I mean, higher than
Okay.
than -15. For the ice cream in the supermarket, cannot be higher than -18. Most of the time they set -20, and -20 is still soft, still good to eat.
Right.
But when you make a gelato, because it doesn't have inside all these stabilizers, these kind of.
In fact, gelato also melts more quickly. You can see than an ice cream that you stay there in.
Because there is less fat. But if you melt a gelato, if you melt this kind of gelato, it's like this.
Half.
If you melt ice cream, it's like this.
Sorry.
The liquid is half.
For the ice cream or the gelato?
Gelato, if this is the gelato, you melt is like this.
Okay.
Ice cream is like this.
Fuck.
So you are buying air. No, it's true.
Hey, okay.
But like after a week or after 2 weeks with the gelato, it's still not. I mean, it's still healthy to eat. It's not like it's gonna
It's
hurt.
not a problem from earth. It's a problem of the taste.
It's the taste and the texture.
It is the texture losing
Right.
more
Okay.
than the taste. And then the oxidization, is correct, is changing the taste, especially the surface.
Mm-hmm.
You can see. I mean, maybe you cannot, but I can see.
But maybe depends also by the flavor. I mean, probably like banana is black day after.
Banana
Chocolate
is
you don't
black,
see.
Is black very soon. That's why for flavor like banana, we used to put some lemon juice inside.
To preserve.
Like when I do green apple, for example, green apple is always with lemon
I
juice.
still didn't try green apple.
I never make it since then.
Oh, that's
Maybe
right.
for the summer I can think.
What is gonna be the next flavor?
The next new flavor.
The next new.
No, I mean new for the audience, like the
New for the Shenzhen showcase.
yeah, like until now. I mean, since the last 2-3 months I come out of you have 6 on display usually, right? 5 or 6.
Let's see, it's only 6.
6. I think I tried all of them, and I think I tried 9 probably.
It can be because
Yeah,
we change every 2 weeks. We put something new. Now, for example, we have 4 creamy base and 2 fruit.
You made the Malaga that we were talking as
Malaga
I suggest anyone to go and get it. Wow, nice.
I have a flavor I want to make this summer.
Which one?
Guava.
My favorite fruit.
Guava. Because I never tried guava in Italy, and I have the chance to try in China this fruit. And I
My
think
God.
the taste is beautiful. And
It's
now
so good.
My favorite fruit, man.
Do you ever do like passion fruit?
I did before long
Yeah,
time.
I tried.
One-
But you
one-
did also
one-
here in
yes,
Shenzhen.
yes,
I
one-
remember
one of the
the
most
first one I
popular in
tried.
the shop. And now I skipped because it was winter and I want to put one more of the cream base.
Yeah.
Passion fruit is one of the most popular.
Nice.
I remember it's the first one I tried in
Passion
in
fruit.
your shop.
See, still people coming back to ask for passion fruit. But I want to make guava this summer.
Wow, I never
I
tried.
made a lychee last year
Ah, that sounds good.
when was the season.
didn't try.
It was good. It was good. I mean, I can see people like that one. Also need to put some lemon juice because even lychee is easy to get
Oh yeah.
black in the shop.
But I guess it is normal. But some fruits, like for example, watermelon, they are more rich in water than others, right? So, it will they like less or long because of that, or it's just a matter of compensating in terms of
Okay, watermelon I never made.
it's too watery.
And believe me, when you see watermelon flavor at the shop, be careful. Okay.
You ever make a mangosteen? Mangosteen?
What is this?
It's like that. It's like a dark brown, black.
I don't know how it's called in Italian.
I need to.
Can I say for a moment in Italian? Well, the shape, it looks like a sphere, like a black hard sphere. It looks like a maroon, like a castagna, big like this.
Do you have your phone? Just
But you break it open. It's like not solid hard. It's like
But it's
hard,
pretty hard.
But you can open it like a lemon kind of, but it's more
Softer to
farinose, more like doughy. And inside there is slices that looks like mandarin, but they are the same color as lychee,
they're white
and they're white.
with these big black seeds.
I don't think I saw this fruit before.
I'm sure
It's
you've
actually
seen it.
one of my favorite fruits too, the mangosteen.
It's so good.
It's also very watery though,
It is water. That's true.
because I mean, if you the crazy thing about the mangosteen is almost like it's considered like the crabs of the crab of fruits, because it's like the crab. You wait a lot and then you eat very little, because by the time you peel away the skin and you put them in your mouth, one
And
of
the
the
seed-
slices,
big
and the
seed.
seed is almost as big as the slice.
Right.
You are
I think maybe I had in India this one. Is something inside the fluffy when you open
yeah
the skin?
yeah.
Like
And
like
but your
cotton thing, and
Yes.
then inside this thing look like an eye.
yeah.
Same.
But your fingers would get kind of black red when you open it. It's kind
No,
of
so this is not
it
that
leaves
must
color,
be
but
another
inside
one.
is like kind of a lychee. I will show you later. They did, yeah, it's very nice, but it's very watery. I think it's, but still maybe it's actually more doughy, farinoso, more doughy than the watermelon or the melon. So actually maybe it can be
See, watermelon. The problem is that the watermelon is
mostly what 90% water.
is water.
It's only the flavor.
You don't have fiber enough. You don't have anything. So making with watermelon itself, at the end, because you need to think one thing, that our perception of the taste, when you're eating room temperature, is one thing. When you're eating cooler, you feel less. When you're eating -15, you feel less and less.
Right.
You understand? So if you don't have enough taste from the fruit, is okay. You eat watermelon, room temperature or just from fridge temperature, is good. When you do this, first of all, you cannot use pure. When you cool down to -15, it's difficult to feel the taste.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, you feel that must be watermelon, but you don't have this richness of the watermelon. That's why, for example, when we do melon, the melone, I don't know how to say it, because in China they used to call this
Yeah, but no, I
Emmy
know.
melon or something like this, the yellow melon.
Right, the gold mold.
In Italy is very popular. We need to put some salt.
Oh,
When we make
To enhance the
melon
flavor?
gelato, we put some salt because the taste, I mean, the recognizable taste of the melon, even is cold, you can feel that a little bit of salt put you back the thing like the room temperature.
wow. But can I ask you one thing? Maybe it's a stupid question, or maybe it can trigger some experimentation, but I never seen any ice cream flavor except the yogurt variegato base where like the flavors are already combined. Like what, for example, it's like making like a cocktail, but you do it beforehand. Like instead of making ice cream strawberry, is strawberry and apple together already. Why not?
This can be done.
But have you ever seen? I never. Seen.
I was doing in Shanghai a gelato. That was funny. No, because I like it. I like it. I want to make this like
Pomelo.
vitamin.
Ah, okay.
Like vitamin, not vitamin, but like something
Ace.
people think is healthy. Ace, bravo. So I used to make this gelato with banana, carrots, tomato, and what else? I have the
So
recipe.
pre-mixed already, they come out like this.
Sì,
Ah,
it
okay.
was a flavor. It was a flavor made by different ingredients, like it was fruit and even vegetables too.
Nice.
Because many vegetables they have enough sugar and fiber.
Yeah, especially
But
carrots.
carrot would be amazing actually.
Can be used easily to make fruit gelato. That was a mix of.
Nice.
And it was tasty. It was tasty.
Oh yeah.
And people are buying it.
Of course they buy.
And you can
Because
also
you
combine.
think that these girls coming out from the gym, what should I have?
Oh, you want something healthy?
Oh, this is
Perfect,
healthy.
yes,
See,
man.
it's like, oh.
Fuck.
Not
I
to me.
love
I
it.
still go to chocolate.
Man. We will talk out of the microphones about something. That give me good
Now
ideas.
everyone in the audience is curious.
Hmm? No, I'm just talking about like some potential things.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
But and also like creams and fruits could be combined, of course. I mean, just or is because of
Sì e no. Because
Like chocolate banana.
ice cream. Okay, this is another thing. Because the ice cream in general have fat, even have milk and fat, even in the fruit flavor. What we do as we call gelato, the fruit flavor is normally without milk.
right.
That they can call sorbet because there is no milk. Okay, we call gelato everything in general, but specifically for the fruit flavor, no milk is called sorbetto. Can be called sorbetto. But ice cream and industrial one, they always use milk and cream even in the fruit flavor because they're not made by fruit. If you read the label, fruit is one on the last ingredient because they need to show. We use strawberries, but usually first is milk or water, milk, cream. Don't eat this, eat that, eat the strawberries. You understand? My gelato, the fruit is from 50 to 55% inside. So the main ingredient is
50 to
fruit.
52% of
No,
what?
55. Some is already even 60.
Of what?
Fruit.
Fruit. Okay.
If I need to write the label, because now in China it's not required to write the label for every single product,
Right.
but as we do in Italy, we do. The main ingredient, if it's strawberries, pineapple, and then water, and then sugar. You know?
Yeah, right. You start with the.
You don't read the second last, strawberry. Oh fuck.
Right.
There's also strawberry.
There's also some strawberry, maybe like between the pink color and
But they just vary because sometimes they forgot one inside. You understand? This is the difference. Mixing, as you said before, creamy taste with fruit can be done, but is always like how can I say, forcing thing when you mix together, because banana and chocolate is perfect together. It's something very good to eat together. However you make a cake with banana and
they always
chocolate
fit,
is good. You understand? But when you mix together, maybe you can have a weird taste, and you need to fix the problem. I don't know,
in terms of consistency or flavor.
You need to fix some problem. For example, chocolate, we need to cook.
Right.
Before we need to cook. You cook a banana. The taste of banana after it's cooked
It's different.
is changing.
Yeah.
It's like the walnut. I don't like walnut after cooked.
Right.
Banana, even so popular, many cakes are made with banana cooked.
Right.
Banana,
But like the banana
taste,
chocolate brownie, I also don't like, but I love banana chocolate.
the taste is changing a lot. So if you have a gelato made with banana, it's beautiful because it's creamy, it's tasty. Especially I would like to make, and I need to decide if I want or not, if I do or not. They have this little Cantonese banana.
Oh
Did you
yeah,
ever
they're so
try
nice, man.
The little one.
They're super sweet.
And super hard. They are, how can I say? The fiber is the texture is different from the banana they import. To Italy.
Of course.
That must be very good to make.
No, yeah. By the way, I get this question. So okay, cream and fruits, I understand, but how about making gelato with alcohol? Already, I mean, embedded, not just as an addition. What happens if we would like to do gin tonic ice cream?
So you're poking me. I didn't tell you before
What?
what I used to do before.
No.
What you used to do?
Okay. Yeah, I was doing gin tonic gelato.
No way.
Fuck you, no.
Yes, I did the gin
Dude.
tonic, and before I made Negroni. The first alcohol flavor I made in Shanghai was Negroni.
Really?
Yes, but I was.
How come so that it's not here
I
yet?
was disappointed because the color was not good enough. And
so picky.
The taste was good. I mean, the taste
the
was
color.
good. The color, because you cannot put too much alcohol, because 100 grams of alcohol in gelato means like 700 grams of sugar
Fuck.
as anti-freezing. You understand? Because sugar cannot be frozen, and alcohol cannot be frozen unless it's. So when you put 1 gram of alcohol, that is similar to 7 grams of sugar. So you need to fix the recipe, including the alcohol. So it means that you cannot put too much. And the Negroni, the taste was good, but the color was not good enough. Understand? You see the color of Negroni, it's Negroni.
So it's like too light or too
Like
dark?
too light or?
It was pink. It was pink. You know that?
Oh,
Pink Negroni.
like watermelon almost.
So I said, no way, I don't make this. I do gin tonic, so it's white. And
So it's like a sweet, creamy gin tonic?
But would you get drunk out of it?
No, it was.
But the alcohol is still there, right?
I correctly remember I was using. I need to go back to check the recipe I made. I was using for a box of gelato 5 cans of tonic water and 400 grams of gin. I was using the Bombay gin.
But can we try with our test batch of gin to
How
make
much,
it?
how much gin do you need? Like, if we give you like a bottle like
This bottle, we have one bottle. We made a blue gin. We tested. Nice. You can try it.
You know what we should do on the when we do the event there, we should do a special batch of gin tonic gelato
him.
for that night.
Oh, for that night. Yeah,
For that
for
night.
when we do it. Yeah, we'll explain you later one of the other things that we are doing. But I mean, we are live. This is the beauty of the live. I take one thing while you talk about this, just because I wanna show you, but I also wanna measure. I think it's 330.
So the alcohol doesn't like break up the creaminess or do something where?
It does.
So
It
you,
does.
but it's just, you have to add more
That's why
sugar
it must be balanced in the recipe. That's why you cannot use too much.
Our friends from the distillery that hopefully will be soon also our guest at the podcast. We did our first batches of gin. It was during an event where we could do it, so there is not like a big plan behind. But this one I think is 350 mils. We can try to double check. I don't know if it's written somewhere. I think, but we can measure it,
yeah.
or we can ask them, or when we finish that, we can measure this 350 mils, and it's blue.
So you make like a blue gin tonic gelato.
And we test it.
We make it with you.
Important is the gin
make
is
it with
good.
you and we feel
The
it.
gin is good. You try the gin is
The
good.
gin is really good.
Yeah. I tell you, that night, you remember, we had probably 10 to 12 gin tonics each. And we were making our own gin and we were drinking our gin pure. And the gin we were drinking was distilled by them. Man, woke up 7:20 in the morning, like nothing happened.
Yeah, like clear as
Like
blue
clearly
sky.
made, like no chemicals, no nothing. Done there, man, like if I drank nothing at all.
Like
The day
tired because we only slept for like a few hours. But as far as like the hangover or any
Yeah,
kind of like
nothing,
alcohol
nothing.
effect, man, it was just like, it was
Must be
beautiful.
good.
It was just really good.
Hey, but it's like like they always
Of course,
say when
if you use a gin like this to make a gelato, you lose part of the taste because mix with
that's
other
for sure,
ingredients
yes.
and then the lower temperature. But if it's good, you can feel. I would use the Bombay because it's I know it's not that beautiful gin, but it's one I like. And then I put on the top some juniper fruit to make a decoration, and it was.
But is it still alcoholic then?
Of course.
At the end?
Of course. It's
So you can get fucked up with ice cream.
fucked up. Of course, if you have a box.
Really, how many scoops would I have to eat to get like a shot?
Get drunk.
To get a shot.
One
Just
shot.
say like one shot, right? Like pure shot of this.
It's a
pure gin.
mathematical count now. It's
Because, if I remember correctly, I was using around. I don't remember if it was 300 to 400 grams of gin. In
So like half a bottle
in
or
box
something.
of 3 liter. 3 liter of mix.
okay, 10%. And in the mix,
So
10%.
it was a five cans of.
And out of the 3 liter, you get 3
Tonic
liters.
water.
And when you get a scoop, out of the
One
3
scoop,
liters, how many scoops is it?
If you do 100 gram, it's like 30 scoops.
30 scoops. 30 scoops. You need 3 scoops to have a shot.
It's better you go to the shot.
Oh no way! Fuck.
And then you put some gin on the top.
I get this image where.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like you get like a little bowl.
Yeah.
You take it just like half a shot, pour it on top, and then eat it together.
It's an affogato. We do a lot.
So
in Italy, this alcohol affogati.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
Like
But
if you have this limoncello, for example, this limoncello you put over a scoop of vanilla, for example. It's beautiful, do it.
But you're not doing like in Italy we're very used to see it. I know that outside of Italy not necessarily, but we do all this kind of a bit of crazy cups, mugs,
Yes,
like from the banana split or using cream or using syrups. Choose your topping.
Yeah, I was
Fresh
gonna
fruit,
ask you about the
everything,
toppings.
You do
used-
because I'm also very traditional. I like the ice cream like this, but I don't know if
That was in Shanghai. We used to do. We have a menu. It was 25 different cups.
wow.
Here we are thinking to start to make from this summer, like a seasonal thing. Not make a menu with all the cups because as a I told you before.
Depends by the flavors, depends by the
We're
ingredient.
introducing the thing, let people understand, and then we explain how you can eat the thing.
So it'd be like a topping or something. So you order like some ice cream, and then you get
No.
If you go
that
in
is more like the way I think in Germany they do the ice cream.
or
which is
in
really
America
good.
we do the
But here we are talking about.
Sunday, something like Sunday.
Sunday. Yeah.
Sunday.
It's like ordering kind of a basically sandwich or a cocktail. Like you know there is this kind of ice cream with this fruit in this cup with this topping, but it's a final product. So it's like ordering like
Because some
like a burrito.
Fixed. The recipe is something fixed.
Yeah.
I see.
So you know what's
Some
inside the
they
burrito.
do.
It's wrapped in this, and there is this and this and this. But so the final product.
Like
is that cup.
banana split, for example, the banana
Most
split
famous,
in
yeah,
it
nice.
is a vanilla banana gelato, one banana cut in two or different.
So you guys have
pieces.
banana splits in Italy?
Yeah, of course we have.
Of course we have.
I thought it was an American thing. I don't know.
And then there is whipped cream, amarena, the black cherry, and then the
Chocolate
syrup.
topping.
That is the banana split. Wherever you go in Italy is the same.
Yeah, that's a.
They make bigger, smaller.
So where's the origin of the banana split?
I don't know. I
mean,
really
it's
don't know.
not-
I never checked what is the origin.
But you guys eat it with gelato.
You guys in America don't have bananas.
Well,
Originally.
no, we don't.
So it's like, who knows?
But I could see like the Americans doing it first, back in like the 50s when. After the World War or some shit like that. I'm just talking bullshit out of my ass, but like and then
But
and
for
then,
sure
and
it's
then,
one
and
of
then
the
later it
most
gets
popular.
influenced to Europe, you know.
Say if we call it like gelato or whatever, cocktail gelato, sandwich gelato, I don't know, composed gelato dish, banana split is definitely one of the most popular.
See, I think one of the most popular is the ice cafe, ice coffee, which is German origin.
Affogato.
No, is the gelato with the espresso and then the cream.
Yeah.
The cream is not affogato. It's only gelato and coffee.
So it's just like
Ace because it's called coffee ace, like the ace A-E-I-S. Like the German, this is the name.
so it's just like a scoop of chocolate ice cream, chocolate gelato.
No, it can be normally it's
espresso
like
shot.
fior di latte, that means milk or vanilla. Then the espresso, whipped cream, and then you have some cacao powder or the coffee beans on the top for decoration. This is German origin. But Germany was Italian making gelato first.
Yeah.
Everywhere was Italian making gelato first.
And
Even the US, the first people making gelato in US wasn't Italian.
for Germans.
But by the way, I remember, I think we had this conversation before. We were saying that gelato was already made many hundred years ago. But before the fridge,
Not
the preservation was with salt, with how?
How do you make it cold? Or,
How they make? They used to make using ice, salt, and water together. Because this mix, I'm not a chemical, I'm not a. But I was studying when I was at school, and then I was.
what was it? Ice.
Ice, normal ice cube, water, and salt. Can be different salt, but normally the salt we use for cooking. This mix can reach like a 21 degrees minus 21. So the whole time they was using this mix to cool down. So they put this pot inside and they mix the ingredients until they become.
But you know that this is probably is because of the same reason. Have you ever asked yourself how the ancient Romans or whatever other civilization was taking the stones out of the mountain, the cava, like in the quarry? I mean, now we have machines. How would they do at that time? So they were actually using the water and salt in winter in some cracks that they were pre-preparing or finding to fucking use it like a dynamite.
Oh, fuck.
They used that with salt because it would froze and expand and crack the fucking mountain, man, and break the stones. So it makes sense.
See, this is the what I'm talking about. This freezing mix is a chemical reaction, which honestly I'm not that expert. I know they use that, and they use it for a long time even to preserve the cold food. Like remember all time you see this trolley with people selling gelato
Yeah.
in Rome, in the Piazza di Spagna, wherever. They have this trolley, and then no electricity, nothing. The gelato was still inside with this deep box. And they were using this mix of salt, ice, and water.
Right.
For like 3, 4, 5 hours can keep the temperature. And the same they were using to make the gelato at the beginning. That was
What's the year of the gelato was invented?
gelato. The way we think gelato. Okay,
Difficult this one, eh?
if you talk about the origin, there are many origins wherever in the world, even from China, because the first was like a mix of fruit, honey, and snow or ice.
Wow.
That was the mix they used to do. There is even in the Bible they mention Isaac.
So like it was like a seasonal delicacy. When it's like
It
snows on the
was
ground.
just something have fun to have. When they have the snow and they have the fruit, so I think that the snow must become from another place, as they used to do to keep cold the food. Even in Italy, the Roman they have ice everywhere in the big house. Even Rome is icing maybe in the winter, maybe
Crazy.
but they have ice to keep the thing cold. They bring from the mountain, they store in the mountain, they bring back. So they used to mix this sweetener, like it was honey because sugar all the time they don't have, fruit juice and the snow or ice. That was the Arab they call sherbet. That was the name why we call
from
sorbet.
Americans,
We call
okay.
sorbet. The sorbeto is coming from this mix, this cold. And people were crazy in the old time. Even the Romans, they have a lot of this. Think that, for example, when the Arabs conquered Sicily, our island in the south of Italy, they used to make this with the snow they came from the Etna volcano.
Wow.
Because it's 3,000 meter high. I think in the winter Etna they have snow, and so they have the chance to have the snow to make this mix.
Crazy.
But the first, I believe the first gelato, like we call gelato, even it's not the gelato we have now, was made in the Medici court
Florence.
in Florence during the Renaissance, that period.
They started using milk, you mean?
Yes, they start to do with using this ice and water and salt to cool down, mixing the milk first, milk and the eggs, because before it was only fruit.
And the Renaissance was like what year?
It was the 16th, 17th century.
Yeah, between 1600 and 1800.
Okay, if I'm correct, I remember anyway the Medici court. I don't remember which Medici was. Anyway, this guy was not even a chef. He was an architect, something.
Maybe it was
he
FB
was
consultant.
working to organize the party. What you said?
Maybe it was FB consultant
F&B consultant.
for the court of Medici. Sorry.
He was organizing the party for the Medici. All the thing to make
Scenography,
this
whatever,
ceremony, this and that. He was making this cold thing that become very popular that time. But it was only for this rich family. They were not a shop selling gelato. The first shop open selling gelato was in Paris by a Sicilian.
Really?
Yes, Palermo, from Palermo.
What year?
It must be 17 something.
Oh yeah? Wow.
Yes, because he was the first one opening a shop. He traveled from Sicily to Paris to this challenge. He opened a shop that he called Procop, Caffè Procop. It was Procopio the name. I don't remember the given name, Procopio. This shop is still open.
Wow.
Yes.
Really?
One of the oldest shops
Still
in
existing?
the world, yes.
It's a
Like-
fucking 300 years
Yes,
old
it's
shop.
One of the oldest
No.
shops
Like
in the
this
world.
same original location, same.
Probably
I
not, man.
think-
I don't know.
I-
Years? I don't know, dude.
I
I mean,
think
isn't there
if
a lot
I
of old
correctly
buildings?
remember, he moved to a second location already when he was still alive. He moved to a better location.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was the first shop where they sell gelato.
Crazy.
That they called it was like crème glacée, something like this in French.
Have you been there?
Huh?
Have you been there?
No. No, never. But this is the. After that, they start to think how to make a machine to make gelato.
Because of
at
that.
time he was still using this pot, mixing by hand. Then someone invented something that can move
By
like
itself.
this. And then someone put an engine on the thing moving, and this was the base to make the machine to make gelato. That's why the oldest gelato machine until like the 70s was still like this, with the thing moving like this. Now most of them are horizontal.
So when you started making gelato, it was with a machine, like
Who?
When you started.
When you started.
Sì, I had a machine.
Already machine. By your dad? Also.
With the machine, of
And
course.
also-
The machine started early the 20th century. They already had the machine with electricity, and when they
Yeah, but maybe it was not like. I know machine existed, but I don't know if it was at the stage like that can be affordable and compatible for a shop to have it on their own. I mean,
when gelato become famous, everybody when they open a gelato shop, of course they start only with the machine. They need the machine. You cannot spend 1 hour to make 1 kilo of gelato.
So your family started with pastries first.
Yes.
And that was your dad's business.
Sorry.
That was your father's business. The pastry.
They opened the shop, the pastry shop. The opening was 1979. I was 9 years old that time.
And what made him decide to start? It was like he doing pastries all his life. He went to school for it. He picked it up from his own father.
No,
Like what was the
my grandfather honestly was doing something like cooking, seasonal cooking at home, because all the time in Italy there was this. It was a license. When people have the farm, they can have the license
Like
seasonally to sell their own product, like cooking. So it was the big house,
So like what kind of cooking?
big camera
Like,
restaurant. So
agriturismo. Tipo.
Facondo. So after that was my aunt, the oldest one, opened a restaurant. I don't even know if she's still alive now. She must be over 80 if she's still alive. She opened a restaurant, a real restaurant. And then my uncle and my father decided to open a pastry shop, because that was my uncle, the youngest. He was working in a pastry shop. Just want to try to work in this pastry shop. And after, I can say, like 2 years, 3 years, he was working. They said, why we don't open a shop? And that time my father was like conservative. So it was my mother say, yeah, yes, we can do. And they opened 1979. I still remember everything, because I was spending all my time there. Because I was so surprised to see the machine, the thing. It was wonderful to see. And they opened, and I remember when they opened the shop, they were making 14 different kind of cakes. 14. That means nothing, Dio caro.
Oh, nothing. 14.
14.
1-4.
14.
Tante poche.
Pochi di modo. Vai una vetrina di pasti adesso, vedi 14 tipi. Cioè. And the little showcase we have in the shop now, I'm making 18 now.
Wow.
Yes, but when the shop I had before, I have 50.
50 different ones.
The big one. and then the mignon, and then the cookies, and then the rest. Yeah, of course. And people say, you don't have this? No, I don't have. You can find the
50 other ones.
This is always like this. So they open, and for people that time it was a lot.
Like a lot of choice, or
See, they said it's a big choice, 14 different kinds of cakes. It was a big choice.
I also thought it was a big choice. But now you go to an average Chinese one, it's like 3 to 5.
See, I'm talking about the pastry shop, not the cafe where you have a coffee and you buy a slice of cake. I'm talking about the pastry shop.
for
not the
pastry
heavy
shop.
where
Yeah,
you
yeah,
buy
right.
the tray with 20
Okay,
pieces.
okay.
And that was the time.
and when they first opened, was like it was good and successful, and people
Always, since the beginning. It was super good, and the good thing is that they opened very close to the shop where my uncle was learning before. They were always friends, always friends. And this guy from this old shop, think he was the first Italian going to the Lenotre school in Paris. Yes, they call Lenotre is the most famous pastry school in the world. He was the first Italian going there because he was passionate and they had the money to do this and that. And he was the first. The father of him was opening the shop. He was just the son continuing he come many times even to my shop, and I was so happy because to me he's my mentor. He is my mentor. I still remember his name Eros. I still remember him. He had this very polite way to talk, and he was crazy by the taste. He doesn't give a shit to anyone complaining. I do my way.
And that's the way.
But if you think he was coming from a small village, you understand? Coming from a small village, okay, he's famous in Italy because it's a famous place. It was the place where Canova was born.
Okay.
But he was the first Italian going to study in this fucking amazing school from this little village. You think the customers, they know? How can you learn there?
They know or they don't know? Depends.
They know, they don't care. You mention Lenotre, who knows who is Lenotre?
Yeah, okay.
A Possagno, che cazzo sa che è Lenotre? No, it's true. But if you think he has the chance, and he changed his life after that experience in that school, you understand? Because he come back with a different mindset about the quality, about the techniques that most of the people around they don't have. So, and every time he come to my shop, I remember he was coming at least 3-4 times per year.
Oh yeah?
When he was coming, because he has a friend nearby my shop, so he was coming back and we talk a lot, and we spend time a lot to talk.
But you were just at that time. You were just like a young boy.
So he was much older than you.
Of course, I believe he was older than my father too.
Okay.
But he said that he was your mentor. So
yes, because every time I have a conversation with him, I can feel more passionate about my work.
But like was he like the kind of mentor that like you'd go like in the kitchen and said, oh, you should roll the dough like this or do like
he can do everything. He was super fast. I remember.
But you were learning with him,
I never worked with him.
Oh, okay.
I just have a conversation with him.
Oh, I see.
He come many times to my kitchen. I remember one day I was doing something. I don't explain what because my English is poor and I don't explain. He said, "Let me help you." He was 3 times faster than me.
Destroyed.
And I was much younger. You understand? He was doing like a machine. But the thing I always like him is the way he talk about what he was doing. You understand?
Right.
The particular, like I'm making meringue, for example. You know, I make the meringue, but I used to do meringue with a little bit of cinnamon on the top. I said, I never use cinnamon because I think many people they don't like. He said, I do like this.
Fair enough.
You understand? This kind of person. It was beautiful, really beautiful.
But getting, let's say, stick and stuck to your idea, it's a privilege that not everyone can have. I mean, in the sense that it's not easy to get down to a compromise.
Right. I mean, a lot of people like even like as a designer, you know, like nobody's hiring me because like I do it this is way, this is my style, and if you don't want to do it like this,
right?
You know, they hire me because they have their own idea, and I have to fucking find my way to what they want, and as opposed to like, this is me. If you want to come and get a product from me, it's gonna look like this because this is what I do.
I think it's the same I was talking at the beginning. I'm more or less I'm making my line. My line, I mean, I'm following my understanding and my taste for the thing that, and people like. They come because they cannot find the same in another place.
Yeah. But I think that in your situation, I mean, maybe because I see it from the outside and I can see it better, but when you say setting the boundary around your taste, is not being like eager or cocky about I like it this way and it's going to be this way. To me, I see the legacy in that, right. Because thanks to that, you bring the tradition to other people.
Especially
and you don't compromise.
And you don't compromise, man.
Especially when it's time to buy the ingredients. This is the moment many people compromise.
Yeah, of course.
Because of money, because of time.
Because money talks, you know,
that is the moment.
That's true.
So you started doing pastries first?
Yes, I started to work with my father and my uncle when I was 9. But before I was doing my experiment at home when my parents were out.
So wait a second. So they were doing their 14 cakes, and then you would go home and mess like how would you find the recipes, or how would you?
I was trying to do something even before.
Like you would just
even before they opened it.
I remember the first time I tried to make a sponge cake. I mixed the eggs with the sugar, and then I realized I have no flour at home. So I take my bicycle. I went to the shop to buy the flour. I went to the shop, the grocery. Said, I need flour. Fast. Went back. The time I was back, like take half an hour. The sugar was already cooking the eggs. When you mix sugar with the egg, it was crumbling. So I made this sponge cake, and at the end there was all the egg yolk on the bottom. That was the experiment, and then I learned never leave the sugar with the eggs together when you mix it.
So even before your family started the business.
See, but because they already
okay.
Because they're working at the other pastry shop.
Right.
They have a restaurant and stuff.
There was a time, for example, in winter when to warm up the house we have this fire.
Chimney.
Thing. I used to put this. There was a box of candies, le pastiglie Valda, che le usava mio nonno. I used to put the sugar inside this metal box and put in the oven until the sugar was melting, because I want to see the sugar melting. And I was a kid, and I remember one time I want to touch. I put the finger inside, so when the sugar is melting, this is around 150 degrees. In a second, I
lost your nails, like. Fuck.
No, so when they open the shop, I have the chance to go there, and of course I cannot do anything. They just let me clean the trays, and more, and then I'm still doing.
So when you're like doing experiments, you were like 10 or what?
Even before.
Really?
Yeah, I still remember my sister and my brother watching me. What are you doing? I'm making a cake. A kid like this, I'm making a cake.
And so, but the story that I like that you told me one night was when your father made the decision to start doing gelato out of the shop, right?
It was 1985. That was the time, because the shop was getting busier and busier.
And he wanted to expand
and
new product.
They want to expand, so they buy a building, they make the building to open a bigger place. So with the gelato, because that time it was getting popular in Italy, the gelateria. Before was less, was a lot of this industrial ice cream, less the artisanal one, and the bar. So coffee, everything. Before was pure pastry shop for takeaway cakes and pastry, and then nobody knows how to make gelato. So they pay a master, a real good master. He died 2 years later. He was 70 something that time.
An F&B consultant.
No, no, no. It was a fucking beautiful master. It was very, very, very good. It was, I mean,
Yeah, master.
now they call master, maestro. That time it was not too many in Italy doing this. So he came to our shop. That time my father was moving the equipment from the old shop to the old kitchen to the new kitchen.
And it was the summertime.
It was summertime, July.
Right.
July 15 July was the opening, and then the gelato machine was new, brand new there, and then so my father cannot follow this master. My uncle that time he has a funeral to go because they have a loss in the family of his wife. And so I was the only one there that time. So I spent the whole week with this.
Destiny, man.
And how old were you at the time?
15.
15.
15.
So 15-year-old
I
with this.
was in the
with
holiday
this
because I was at high school that time. I was
summer
on
school holiday.
Summer holiday. I spent this week with this master.
Only you.
Only me.
Isn't this crazy?
Fuck.
He gave me the base to make to start.
The secret.
To start the secret.
Well, the know-how.
I still need to know. I still have the recipe he gave me. I still have the paper. I take with me.
You have it here in Shenzhen with you?
I think so. It was the recipe. It was already scaled to make 100 kilo, 60 kilo, 50 kilo, everything.
Okay.
Scaled with the percentage, this parameter we talking before. And it's super oily now because I used that paper for that time. Then I put back because I changed my thing and I do my. But that was the base I start.
Wow. Crazy.
And after that, I made the gelato. Even I was going to school, I used to make the gelato.
So then you were suddenly the only one that could handle that. Like
You became the official gelato maker in the family.
I made only the time I was under the military service. I didn't do that shop always. Then when I decided to move out, I opened my own, and then basta finita.
So when you decided to, you were still working with your father and your uncle,
Yes.
and then you decide to
open your
own shop.
Yes.
Their shop was still open,
It's still open.
and
My father is retired.
but is the shop still open?
Still open, yes. Still
So
open.
you open in the same city or different?
No, I was like 15 kilometers away from there.
So it was not a competitor,
No.
kind of parallel. Yeah.
15 kilometers, like from here to where?
See,
Well,
So-
he here is from here to Lohu, but but in Italy, it's like two different towns.
In 15 kilometers, we even can change the language.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah.
Behind the mountain, the other side of the mountain.
So what was the decision? Like obviously, like it's a family business, and you can stay there, and run the shop and do it for your whole life, and you know that eventually you're.
This is a personal question. I will give you a personal answer. The truth. I have a problem with my aunt, the wife of my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I have a problem. So my father was going to retire. He was super tired because it was a tough work. It is a tough work, you understand? He wanted to retire, and I was the one supposed to take his part. They were 50-50. And so, but I didn't like to work in the night. My job is the pastry and the gelato, but I don't like to work after dinner.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Now I'm doing, but it's not working. That is more. So I talked with my uncle, and many times I said, "So you need to take a decision." I said, "I have a proposal for you. we can divide the shop into parts. I do the pastry and you do the rest. You understand? So we divide because the shop was big. It was like 200 square meters, the shop, and then the kitchen was downstairs. We split. I just need a little part. I keep the kitchen. I just need a little part of the shop to sell my pastry. And you do the rest. You do the gelato. You can all the seats because it's around 170 seats in total.
So there was someone else able to do gelato at that point.
I can give the recipe.
No, he was still doing
I
it.
give the recipe. When I left, I give that.
Okay,
recipe.
okay.
Because I want to be fair.
Yeah, right.
To my cousin, the recipe. I give it to them. And he said, okay, can do. And then I talked with the wife, no way. So I have another proposal. I said, I make all the product for you and you sell. We decide, I keep the kitchen, you keep the shop. It's simple. We decide, it's to make 100, I make 50, you make 50. And then the rest is yours. No. At the beginning he was happy. It was the wife not happy.
Right.
Because you know women. So at the end, I said, okay. I said, I'm leaving. I
Buy me out.
See, 1 year before I moved, I said, I'm leaving. And when I found out the right place where to open, I moved out.
Right.
Then I found a big kitchen. I was happy.
Right. Was it scary or was it challenging? Was it thrilling? Was it? You were young, right? You were 29, 30.
Double my salary in a day. He said, if you stay here, he said, this is your salary. You know what I did? I throw out the money like this. So I don't want. I give you the proposal before. I'm not staying for the money. I don't care about money. Of course we need the money, but this is not the thing.
It's not about that, yeah.
So I don't want. I didn't take. And then I move out.
And you don't, and I guess you don't regret it, of course.
Of course not, because when I opened, many people from that area were already coming to the shop.
From where you had the shop.
And I was growing like 20 to 25% a year.
Oh,
From the opening, it was crazy.
Crazy,
I
man.
cannot believe because more and more people coming and super happy and buy a lot of stuff. You understand? Because when I was living, a family can buy like 10 pieces. That area they buy 20, 30. Because they still have this family thing. When they make a birthday, they invite the cousin, everything.
But in terms of starting up your new situation, you started on your own? Did you need to find people to help you? Was it something that suddenly you needed because it was
I need the people. I thought,
since day one, or you thought you could do alone
No, I had my wife there. Then I have my younger brothers coming to help me in the weekend. The beginning, I thought I can do it. It was impossible.
Right.
Because it was too much. Because especially the first time, it was messy because you need to understand your machinery. You need to understand everything you use. It's not because this is an oven, I can use the oven in a day. It seems like, but you need to do your test because you have your time, you have your color, your cooking, so you need time to do the thing. And I have no time to do this. So, because I changed, even the oven was different from the oven I used before. So it was tough at the beginning, but people coming.
Like crazy.
Now, when you open up your own shop, did you keep doing what you did before, or you because it was like a family-run business and everyone had a say in it, and
I kept that my base.
But then you're like, okay, I want to do this and try this and.
So when you opened, was both pastry and gelato?
Yes, but only for I have no seats, I have no bar or.
So it's buy and go.
Most of the gelato was selling by box, not even a lot of corn.
People could not sit inside. People,
and
you were growing so fast.
I don't want. I want to have a big shop. With a big showcase.
Then it was like a super success.
You know the showcase we have now in the shop, the cakes. Okay, I have a 6-meter showcase with 4 layers.
Fuck.
That's why I told it was 50 kind of big pastry. It was 6 meter, and then I have 2.4 meter of the gelato showcase, and then I have all the freezer with the cold, the frozen cake, and all the fresh cake.
And for that kind of operation, it was you plus some other pastry chefs or some apprentices that were working with you?
Pastry chef. I have only people helping me, not pastry chef. I am the pastry chef.
Okay, I'm sorry,
Workers, yes.
Like staff that would like actually be in the kitchen and help you make product.
So I don't understand.
So you
To produce that amount of goods, you have the know-how and stuff. But how many people you need to help you to produce this?
Sometimes we're around 9 people in total.
Fuck, okay,
So it's
yeah,
it's
it's a big
team.
operation.
It's because, especially the weekend, because the habit to have a cake in Italy is
On the
more
weekend, or special days.
So weekdays, if there is a birthday, is okay. But most of the time, if they have the birthday on Tuesday and they postpone,
They will
to-
celebrate
to-
on the
to
weekend, right?
Saturday or Sunday. So it was very very busy the weekend and less in the weekdays. But the equipment was big. You understand? I can do because I have big equipment. That's why when I closed the shop because I need to go to Shanghai.
Oh, yeah, you had 130 shops to open
At
up.
that time I couldn't find a buyer for the shop. Because only
Because of the machines, you mean?
No, because it was too big.
Oh.
It was too big the equipment. You understand? They were looking for smaller place because it's big.
But when you the year that you closed the shop, I understand that you had like the landlord problem and stuff like that. Was business like as busy and happening as ever? Like you said, like
No, when I told you before, when I decided to move out, it was because I had the problem with the owner of the shop. You understand? And at the same time, that was the first year, 2012, that I was losing compared to the year before.
Oh, right,
Never
because of
happened.
the, you're right.
After 12 years, never happened. So I was scared. 2012 was
It was
bad
crisis.
year. And I was not losing as other shops were losing. Because I remember that year, the bread shop in Italy, the bread was losing 15% on the bread. So if there is minus 15 for the bread, can you
Imagine the
believe that?
pastry or the ice cream, yeah.
I was losing less than 15%. It was the first time I was losing. That's why I was scared. In the same time, I had this problem with the owner, and I was looking for something because I can see, and honestly, I was right because nothing went back better after
Right.
that time.
Okay.
It's
But
still-
your family shop is still open, you told me,
It's
right?
still open, run by my uncle now. My uncle and my aunt and my cousin.
The one you don't like. Don't.
My
That
cou-
one.
The
The
aunt,
one
I
that.
don't like. My cousin, especially the male one, is a.
No, I know, but I mean
aunt
the.
Not my thing.
so. I have one more question. It's the last question, unless you have one.
I'll go for it.
So if you had to choose one that you could not make ever again, would you choose to never make gelato, or would you choose never to make a pastry?
Still pastry.
You'd go with pastry.
Yes.
So that is
To make, you mean, or to leave behind?
No, I think you'd still want to make pastries. If you were to choose one to never make again, would it be gelato?
And to never make again. So,
Never make again.
which one would you keep? If tomorrow you have to say either you make pastry, either you make gelato, what would you
I
do?
think I will do pastry.
Okay, you see.
Yeah.
So
Because gelato, once you fix the recipe, it's done.
yeah.
There is more, you need to think what you put, and that's it. It's the machine making, the pastry you do by your hands.
Right.
It's different. When I put the mix in the gelato machine, she's calling me beep beep beep. You understand? When I put the puff pastry in the oven, can be like 1 minute or 2 minutes. I need to check I need to check because maybe the room is warmer than the day before. It doesn't take the same time to cook. So you need to check.
It's a more intimate relationship.
This brought me to a question that I remember we had a conversation before, that I guess some of the rules that you have to produce what you're producing, they are totally changing because of a different climate and weather and humidity and all this, right?
Even the flour, when I'm making pizza now, I need to cut the flour I'm using for the pizza normally with the weaker flour because this batch is stronger.
Right.
So it's every time you never know. Even when you use butter, for example, the temperature of the butter you need to check with your finger because it must be soft but not melting.
Right.
But depends what you're going to do. You understand? So it's more like a live thing. Gelato is interesting. Honestly, I love to make and I love what I'm making, but it's more like a brain thing. You need to just make a calculation, write down, decide, try, it's okay, boom, basta, done. The pastry is every time, it's like when you cook a steak. You cook a steak every day, but every steak is the single steak you cook. Even you are an expert, you need to check the steak.
It's true.
Because the charcoal is not always the same temperature, so you understand.
Yeah, it's like what you were saying before. It's more like hands-on. It's more intimate. You're feeling the materials and you're working with them.
Because many things can change. Even a small thing, it can be like a minute when you cook.
But it makes a whole
I cannot
difference.
put the oven 15 minutes and then I go and take out. I need to go check 2 minutes before if it's okay or not. And then you take out. It must be the color you like, because some cakes, some area in Italy they like more cooked, more burnt, and some area if it's this one I don't want. So you need to fix your color. It's just we call just color. It's very simple. It's every time is a new time. Even you do the same for 30 years, every time is a new time.
But I'm glad and I can confirm that. Even though I haven't tried your stuff in Italy, but I grew up there, all the pastries I try every time, despite the gelato, is fucking top notch. You brought for us some presents pastries that I'm looking forward to have some after this long podcast. For all of the people that are listening to us and following us, in case you still didn't go to Heliantus and to Diego and Maggie, up in Futien, do so. You will not regret it. We will leave all the info and stuff down here. And
One more
let's
for the road.
close this with a
No,
shot.
We should
Are you
fill you
sure?
up. We have to fill you up.
Is it,
Hey, you don't work tomorrow. You don't work
You
tomorrow.
don't work tomorrow.
See, I understand. I finish this and then I have the second. Well, I feel.
Finish this. And
It's been a pleasure getting
it's
to know
been a
you.
pleasure, Diego. We
Thank you for your
are,
invitation.
you're gonna see our faces very soon, as we are very often coming over for the beautiful pizzas, pastries, and gelatos. Guys, make sure you go to Diego. You won't regret it. We will leave all the info somewhere down here below, whatever it is. And
One more limoncello, no information.
and thank you, Diego. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for the
See you soon.
invitation.
Cheers.
Cheers,
guys.
man.
Boom.
One more.
Salute.
Like our video, subscribe. Boom.
We're out.